Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 122 for October 20th to the 22nd. Thanks so much for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us be a part of your special celebration at home. We've got a beautiful fall menu for you to warm you up. I hope you're going to love it as much as I am excited to. These dishes we featured last year around this time, and they were a huge hit. So why don't we go ahead and get started? First thing to do, get your oven going on to 450 degrees or 425 if you've got a convection oven like me. You're going to toss your baby potatoes in olive oil, salt and pepper, or neutral oil, excuse me, salt and pepper, so canola or grapeseed oil, and give them a toss and then put them the cut side down. We've already steamed the potatoes, so they're partially cooked, and put them down on the parchment paper, and then you're going to roast them for 20 minutes. I did that about 8 minutes ago, and I'm going to turn them over pretty soon. Next, you want to get a cast iron pan. If you don't have one of these, go out and buy one because they're really great. And we've got 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil in my case. You can use canola oil or vegetable oil. And you want to get the pan medium hot. Then you're going to take your steaks out of the bag that has been marinated in and also cooked sous vide to rare. And you want to pat it dry with paper towel. Then we're going to put some salt and pepper on both sides. And get that going for our pan to sear it on. Now, you don't have to worry about preheating the other pan necessarily if you've got something like I do in gas cooktop that can heat up the pan quickly, because the steaks want to rest at least 5 minutes before you sear them, or before you slice them, excuse me. Okay, so the pan should be nice and hot, and that sound makes me happy. So, according to Chef Rich, we're looking for 90 seconds per side, and then we're going to do a little butter bathing after that, and then we're going to rest it. So why don't we get to our appetizer? So we've got this beautiful watercress that was cut fresh, and then we've got our butternut squash. The chefs have given me a lot of the butternut squash. I'm going to put it all in, and we're going to have some leftovers. We always do some adjustments afterwards, and we're going to do some olive oil. This one pours very slowly, so I'm going to pour quite a bit. And salt and pepper. And let's get the right tongs. I'll give that a nice stir. Before I start plating the appetizer, I'm going to do, or actually I think the chef said after 12 minutes we're going to toss your potatoes. Hey Google, how much time's left on the timer? Great. So in about 2 minutes, we're going to toss the potatoes in the oven a little bit. Let's see how our sear is going. It's going pretty well. So we're going to turn it over. We're going to go for a little 90 seconds on the other side. All right. Next up is our raita. A little cucumber and yogurt mixture. And that's going to go on the bottom of the plate. Make sure to spread it around to the outside as well so that you can see all that stuff. I think I maybe put too much on this one. Although it's just my son and I tonight. My wife has joined the board recently of the Ottawa Art Gallery, and she is out at a gallery opening. So just the two of us. Boys' night in. Okay, so I'm going to turn the heat down now. So our steaks are pretty well seared. And don't forget, we've done most of the cooking on the steaks for you. So you only have to do for 90 seconds both sides. Now we're going to throw 1 tablespoon of butter per person into the pan. Unsalted butter always, because you've already seasoned it. And then once the butter is melted, we are going to butter bathe the steaks. And let's see how long Chef Rich says. 30 seconds per side. Okay, butter is mostly melted, then you can do it like this, and you're just going to bathe away. And literally, this is the difference between a good restaurant steak and one that you have at home, is the butter bathing and the resting. Make sure you always rest your steaks, no matter if you're at home or barbecue or whatever the case may be. Do not cut into them right away. It seems counterintuitive because you want to keep the heat in there, but really what you're doing is that you're not allowing the steak, the mussels, or any red meat, really. Some people even rest fish before they cut it. And it allows the juices to flow back to the center of the meat or the protein. So therefore, when you cut into it, they don't go all over the place, and then it doesn't become very dry. So again, 30 seconds or so on each side, and you're just pouring butter on it. And the butter gets caramelized in the heat, so you get this really nice nutty quality to it. How great is that? Okay, probably about 30 seconds. What I like to do is put it on a baking sheet or a cookie sheet. I'm going to leave that back there for that nice butter stuff. Okay, now I can turn this up. This is for our broccolini, which takes about 6 minutes to cook, which is about the same time as we want to rest that. 1 tablespoon per person of the grapeseed oil or the neutral oil. And then we'll get rolling. Oh yes, don't forget to turn the potatoes, Steve. Those lovely new potatoes. Got our tongs. Hopefully you can still see me. Let me tell you about the wines tonight. I am very happy with both of these. I found a couple cases of each in the cellar, and we've used them before on Big Night In packages and some other stuff, but I was like, you know what, I need to revisit these ones. Both of them I'm a huge fan of. Lovelock Pinot Gris from New Zealand. It is rich and unctuous, and it's going to be great with this salad. Okay, so broccolini, toss that in. I'm going to add some salt and pepper a little bit later, but about 6 minutes it's going to take to cook. Okay, so back to the appetizer. We've got our raita, then we've tossed our watercress and butternut squash. Let's put it down. Try as best you can to keep the watercress more on the top because it's such a beautiful thing. So try to get the squash down below. Could be hard to do, but you can just play around with it. This is where it's being artistic. Again, we're going to scale back on the amount that we send you guys because nobody can eat this much squash in a squash salad, especially with all these beautiful garnishes that we're going to hit you up with. Broccolini, turn this down just a little bit. Maybe I got it too hot. Give them a little stir. Okay, back to the appetizer. Top then with pickled pomegranate, then cashews, then crispy leeks. So we've got some juices here in the pickled pomegranate. Make sure to drain those off. You don't want to get the pomegranate juice all over the place. I remember this salad. Now I know. This was done for the Snowsuit Fund's fundraiser last year, which we're doing again this year on November 26th. I hope you would be interested in supporting this amazing charity that buys snowsuits for children and youth in need in Ottawa. I'm the chair of the Boys and Girls Club. I'm ironically wearing my Boys and Girls Club sweater today. But it's a great organization and wonderful organization to support. And all you have to do is buy your kit from Curated by Becta, and a bunch of the proceeds go to the Snowsuit Fund. Okay, so we've got our cashews over here. It's okay if they go around the side of the rim. All right, there we go. Got a little cashew dust there. Next up, some crispy leeks. I think I know which one is going to be my Instagram picture. Get that out of your way. Broccolini is smelling really nice. Got some nice color on it. I'm going to hit it with some salt and pepper before I forget. Okay, so let's show off this wonderful butternut squash, watercress, pickled pomegranate, crispy leek, and cashew salad. Voila. And while we're waiting for the steak to rest and the potatoes to finish, let's go ahead and plate our beautiful dessert. So you want to bring everything to room temperature. And so tonight we've got a raspberry cheesecake with hazelnut sablé and raspberry and Campari coulis. So in my bowls, I'm probably best doing the drizzle on the bottom. My son's going to probably say, there's alcohol in that. He's still going to have a bite though. He's 16. He needs to know what alcohol tastes like. And then we've got the hazelnut sablé. And just sprinkle that on top and around. That is this beautiful, vibrant red and brown dessert, raspberry cheesecake. All right, let's get cleaned up. Hey Google, how much time's left in the timer? There we go. We're pretty close. Just enough time to do a quick cleanup. Oh yes, I forgot about the butter. We're going to melt that really quick. If you're doing it at home and you're actually following instructions, make sure to put it in a little bit earlier. It allows you to glaze the broccolini just a little bit more. All right. I'm going to bring this over for our potatoes. I can start cutting the steak. The important part with flank steak, or with any steak really, is if you're going to slice it against the grain. So find the grain where the lines are, and you want to cut it opposite to that. You want to slice it as thinly as possible, and that's where you get the tenderness. This smells great. So we do a special marinade that is mostly soy, and the acidity of the soy tenderizes the steak. Oops. Okay, so we're going to go this way. Let me make sure I got this correctly. Yep, we're going this way. Hey Google, off. And a little secret trick is to turn your steak over at the end. So if you want to hit it with a little extra seasoning, you can do that. Okay, broccolini is looking great. I'm going to turn off the oven. Our potatoes are looking great. Let's see how the chef likes to plate all of this. Potatoes followed by the broccolini. So split those guys up. Lovely. You got a little bit of this butter here, why not? Because I put it in late. Put it right on there. the steak. We're going to fan it out. With a little bit of salt after you fanned it. And then pickled red onions. Drain the pickling. You can spread that out on top. That's nice. And then we've got the chimichurri mayo, which is just about my favorite thing in the whole world. There is no dish that is not improved with a little chimichurri mayo. Put it down, drag your spoon through it. Really nice pattern. And it tastes amazing. There is our marinated flank steak with the roasted broccolini and baby potatoes, marinated pickled onions, and the chimichurri mayo. There's everything for meal kit number 121. I hope you love your experience. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you about the red. It's this wonderful garnacha from actually inside of Barcelona. So I hope you order the meal kit pairings because they're really, really good this week. I kind of blew the bank, but I wanted you guys to have something really special. Thanks for ordering, and I really hope we get to cook and curate for you again really soon.